Hey everybody, I'm Andrew. Welcome to Eden Roc Farm.
Hey, buddy. What you doing, huh? Looks like you spilt your water. You spilled your water. I'm gonna go ahead and get these water hose hooked up real quick and come up here and give him some water since he spilled it. It looks like he's kind of hot. You look hot, buddy. You hot. Let me get you sprayed down. Yeah. He's a hot piggy. Time for a mud bath. Don't you sling that on me. Don't do it. I gotta come around here. He's slinging mud all over me. There you go. Him's a hot piggy. Think you cannot spill your water this time, huh? You're killing me. Well, I got him cooled off. Let's go over here real quick and I'll walk y'all around this paddock and show y'all how it's looking. So it's probably been 5 or 6 weeks since I put him up here in this paddock. That tree right there is a chestnut tree. And I think I'm still going to plan on keeping that tree. And there's a maple and a cherry here together also. This maple I might end up keeping. I'll probably end up taking that cherry out. I may end up taking this whole cluster out once we get him out of here. And just try to keep this chestnut here. There's a lot of dead in it that I think I'm going to have to cut out. But I think I can keep it. We'll just have to see how it goes once I get him out of here. But he's got this rooted up pretty good. All these little saplings through here, he's broke them off and chewed them up. And I was originally planning on keeping this apple tree here, but it's kind of leaning pretty hard. It's in pretty rough shape. So more than likely it's probably coming down too. And he started chewing right here around the bottom of it some also. But I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to leave him in here. I still want him to get all this rooted up and cleaned up. He's got it pushed over pretty hard, but I still want him to get most of that rooted up so it's easy to get out of here. I'll go ahead and try to post some videos in here real quick and show y'all what it looked like before, just in case y'all didn't have a chance to see that video when I originally put him in here. I done fed you. I done fed you this morning. I done fed you. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and finish topping his water off, and then we'll go ahead and get over in the garden and get started on that.
So it's a couple days later now, and I went ahead and took some time off camera to get up here in the garden. The weeds had taken it over pretty heavily, so I wanted to get up here and get all those pulled out. And I also went ahead and ran my tiller through all my rows, so it'd be easier for me to get in here and work. These are the tensioners that we use on all of our polywire around the farm. We use them on our pig paddocks as well as our garden. I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description of this video if anybody would like to check them out or pick some up.
So I'm in here in the garden now, and I went ahead and tore the electric fence across the front down so that I could get in here easily and access everything. The garden season's kind of coming to an end anyway, and everything's starting to dry up pretty good. But they are calling for a storm the next 4 or 5 days to come through. So I want to go ahead and get in here and get everything harvested I can today. And I want to go ahead and start with these green beans first. For the most part, all these beans look really good still. They're nice and crispy and they have a good snap to them. So they'll be real good for canning still. But I do have a few here and there that are a little spotty and starting to wilt. I'll come back here a little later and pick these separate, and I'll use the bean out of them for my seeds for next year. I've got all the green beans picked, and I want to go ahead and move on to these tomatoes. I've got a few that are ripe and ready to go that can be eaten now, but I've got a whole lot of green ones here, and I'm planning on going ahead and picking everything. The only thing I'm going to leave is a few of these real small ones that are left that I really can't do nothing with. So we'll let them ride the storm out that's coming and see how they do. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything else picked that's here on the vine. So those tomatoes over there that I just picked are West Virginia heirloom, and they're a really good slicing tomato. They're really good for a sandwich or for canning. But this tomato here is the Cherokee Carbon. If you haven't tried it before, you may want to give it a try. It's a really acidic and a nice tangy tomato, and it's got a little sweet to it also. But this is a really good tomato here as well. This is a cross between a Cherokee Purple and a Carbon tomato. I got all the green beans picked that were left, that were worth keeping. I picked some white jalapenos. These are white jalapenos that I picked also. There's still a whole lot of those up there, but they're really small, so I'm just going to have to hold off on those. This is the Cherokee Carbon tomato that I was showing you. I did leave more of these tomatoes on there than I was planning to, because there was quite a few small ones, and I'm hoping they make it through the storm and I'll be able to harvest those after. And this here is the West Virginia heirloom that I grow also. But for the last harvest of the year, except for a few oddball things, I think it turned out pretty good. It was a really good year for green beans and tomatoes and peppers. Our corn didn't do the greatest, and I'm not sure what our potatoes are going to do either. They don't look too good. I usually don't dig those till closer to Halloween. But let's go back up here to the garden real quick. I think I'm going to go ahead and close this front section back off here and put my electric back up, since I do have some tomatoes in there. And I don't want the deer trampling my potatoes either. So I'm going to go ahead and get that sealed up before it gets dark on me. And I was also planning on harvesting my apples, a large portion of my apples this evening. Let's walk up here real quick and I'll show you how they're looking. Two of these trees are absolutely loaded down. I'm trying to go ahead and get as many of these picked as I can this evening. but I'm just not going to have time to get all of them done before the storm hits. It's supposed to hit sometime after dark here in the next 4 or 5 hours. And this tree here is really loaded down also. Both of these apples are really good eating apple, and they're also really good for apple butter. And they turned out this year really nice. I pruned these pretty hard the year before last, and it really made a difference. That's a pretty good size apple. The last few years they've been pretty naughty and small. So the prune that I did, I think, has really paid off. There's a really big cluster there. All those are really nice apples. They're a little bigger than these actually. So with the storm coming over the next 4 or 5 days, we're probably going to be cooped up in the house and not be able to do a whole lot here outside. But it's been a pretty bad drought this year, and we're really needing the rain, and we're going to take advantage of it. Since we're going to be cooped up in the house anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a lot of this that we've just harvested and see if we can get it canned up and get it put away for the winter and for next year. But I guess that's about it for the video. Thank y'all for joining us here on the farm. I hope y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see you next time.